Hello, and welcome to this interactive tour of the Gordonian states of America. We will be walking from the southernmost tip of the island, touring the states of Montgomery, Danville, and Richmond, South Richmond, Jefferson, and perhaps Washington. Please join me on our interactive tour. I've just started walking from Lookout Point, the point that President Sebring considers the most beautiful part of the island. We are now in the state of Montgomery, Gordonia. And then that is where the former presidential mansion was before the presidential mansion was moved to Forest, Gordonia, after it was wrecked in the storm of August 2015. As you can see, there's a lot of flood damage because of the supermoon on August 27th. Therefore, there's a lot of flood damage, and the island flooded. Gordonia is only about 2, maybe 1.5 feet above sea level. So we are in the central part of Montgomery, Gordonia, right now. There is the Gordon Bridge, named after President Sebring. As you can see, a lot more flood damage. We'll be touring some of the island's greatest historical landmarks and biggest areas. So we'll see those. And Hideaway Island, of course, we'll probably go to Hideaway Island. This is what was once Fort Coopersville, back before Gordonia had a strong central government. We had forts out in these frontier areas that were farther away from the capital. This area was once known as the Coopersville Territory, hence the name of the fort. The Coopersville Territory was split up into the states of Montgomery, Danville, and South Richmond. Of course, all being south of Richmond, Gordonia, are the capital city and state. We are now about to enter into Danville, Gordonia. That is the state line right there, that little pole. There is the Davis Peninsula right across the inlet from Danville, and that obviously is also part of Montgomery, Davis Peninsula. So we're hiking northwards currently. Because Gordonia, we will live today. There is where some flood damage was. There was a forest fire out here at one time, and that also caused a lot of distress. Obviously a lot of cedars, because they thrive in this environment, this coastal plain environment. And we are coming up on and then that's the Sebring Bay over there. We're coming up on the state of Sebring. We are now in Sebring, Gordonia, which is known for its straight burned area straight out to the sea, which is Turner's Creek as of right now. Those are the Great Lakes of Gordonia, which have Stone Island and Lee Rock in them. And then we'll cross on over to Hideaway Island, which is accessible only at low tide. Unfortunately, it's low tide right now. We are now in South Richmond. which is directly southern of the capital. And we'll cross over this little marshy area to get there. I need to get to Hideaway Island, Gordonia. That tree fell because of the flooding the other day. It was a really big flooding. You can hear that marching through mud right now. There. Kill you with fire, spider. We are now on the island of Hideaway Island, which is one of the states of Gordonia. As you can see, there's a ton of trash all over the ground. A lot of that floated up from the river. This is where the Hideaway Island lighthouse once stood, right here. But obviously we decommissioned that after we no longer needed the lighthouses because our naval boats had GPSs, so we no longer do that. This also is the area that was once known as Fort Hideaway. It doesn't seem like much now, but it, as I told you back in the frontier times when Gordonia was just settling these areas, we needed forts, and now we do not anymore. So we just let the tide take it. We just let her go back to the sea. Now we'll go up on one of President Sebring's second favorite areas on the island, which is the Hideaway Flats, as he likes to call them. As you can see, oil, because people's boats leak oil. There is the first national Gordonian flag. Before we adopted the second national, we put these out here in these far-to-reach areas so that when people got out here, they realized that they were in parts of the Gordonian states of America. So this is Hideaway Flats. This is not an island. It's Hideaway Island's like completely impossible to get to during high tide. Unfortunately, the tide's just coming in, so we'll get back to the main island right now. Oh. This is a small little island area. It doesn't have a name, it's just this small little island area that separates Hideaway Island from continental Gordonia. This is the, I'm going to hold my phone really hard. That was the little marsh that separated Hideaway Island from everything else. So now we've been to Hideaway Island, we've been to Sebring, Gordonia. Where should we go next? How about Richmond? I'll take y'all to Richmond. So come on, you boys, and don't forget to sleep, for Richmond is a hard road to travel. Come on, you boys, don't forget to sleep, for Richmond is a hard road to travel, I believe. And there is some more footage of the area that separates Gordonia from from non-continental Gordonia. Over there you can see the states of Forest and Bjergard. Yeah, this is the Larson Dam, which is pretty big. And then this is I need to mow through here actually and get a good passageway through here. This is the main way to get from Richmond to Sebring, and we are now in Richmond, Gordonia, land of my fathers and forefathers before us. There is the International Gateway holding the bonnie blue flag and the mackerel flag, symbolizing Gordonia's beliefs and our main export, which is fish. This is just like my little gargoyle that I got at my sister's garage sale. And this is the Gordonian car door sign, which is currently being repainted, and that's why it's not out at the front of the island. This is what was once Fort Jefferson Davis. We let the tides take it, and after we annexed Forest over there and Beauregard over there, because we no longer needed to have a force going straight across looking at our own forces. It was converted into a lighthouse, which is what it is today. The Gordonian Capitol building is under construction currently. It will be grand and beautiful at some point. Oh yeah, and this is all Victory Square right here, surrounding this flagpole, which holds Gordonia's flag, our country's image. And yeah. We'll see about filming Washington and Jefferson, those states, today. I don't know if I can, due to time constraints, and also it's hard to get cameras through there. This is the Gordonian National Naval Base. This is Richmond's naval base. This was all underwater yesterday, by the way, because of the weird tides. So yeah. You know what, I'll be nice. I'll take you to Richmond. I'll take you to Washington and Jefferson, Gordonia. We're not going to film off continental Gordonia, because then it just gets hard to get to, and I don't want to have to... Well, we'll film Forest, Gordonia, but not Beauregard and Stevens. So this is the northernmost part of Gordonia. So this is Washington, Gordonia, all up here, all up through here. And then this is Jefferson, Gordonia. That tree right there is the dividing line. So welcome. And then there's a lighthouse there. Picnic tables. And I'll show you once again the little river, the Meriwether. And then there's the Lost Province. That was once land, but it is no longer. And then this is the little river that separates Gordonia from the rest of the world. And then over there, in the distance, you can see Victory Bridge, which is the bridge leading to Richmond. So now we'll walk on back, and I'll take you to see Forest, Gordonia, named after the great Nathan Bedford Forrest. And then we'll take a look at the Gordonian Executive Mansion, which is where President Sebring lives. Gordonia's little slogan thing is, there's like where the island is eroding away. Gordonia's slogan is Deo Vindice, under God our Vindicator. Meaning that in any war that Gordonia shall partake in, Gordonia knows that it has the blessing of God to win that war. Once again, the Gordonian Capitol building, under construction. There's the electrical wires that lead out to the island to give Gordonia its power. The private property signs were once, because of we had the cotton curtain which was Gordonia's separation from the rest of the world. But after we conquered these territories, the Cotton Curtain became inert and unneeded. So, this is Forest Gordonia. As you can see, this is a road through the little area, which was flooded last night, obviously. And there is forest, and right across the street, right across the river, you can see Richmond, Gordonia's capital. And there's a peek of the Gordonian Executive Mansion. In fact, the little dormer window that you see up there is actually President Sebring's executive suite. And over there you can see Forest Gordonia, Beauregard Gordonia, named after General P.T. Beauregard. Oh, and this is a Indian boat hole that Native Americans would have used to pull their little canoes up in. And you can tell that by all the oyster shells there. Then there's bricks there that we used to make Fort Jefferson Davis. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this Gordonian little tour of mine. Oh, hold on. The holiest... Get out of my airspace, United States helicopter. This is the holiest place on the island, the shrine to the Virgin Mary of all angels. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed our tour. If you did, come on out to Gordonia. We'd love to have you. It's great. It's a great place. I hope you have a really good day. Thank you. Goodbye.